can be a freak on the court and on the shits.
And on the shits. I got another amazing tutorial coming for everyone. So just make sure you guys watch this video to the end. Also, one more thing, I have a course that's going to be dropping this summer. And right now, it's looking really good, really promising. You guys are going to learn a lot, how to become a six-figure barber, how to fade, skin phase, more particular, and anything else you guys want to know, just make sure you reach out to me because I'm always updating it.
What's
and
good,
yeah, I'm super excited for
Welcome
it.
back
You guys
for
go ahead
another
and tap in.
haircut
The link will be
tutorial.
below.
Today we are
let's get to
doing
this video.
a transformation haircut. Man, look at that hair, bro. This is my homie right here. He hasn't been in for a haircut in over 3 months. Oof, look how dry the scalp is. He has not been combing it out, but we about to take care of him. So as always, before starting any amazing fade, you guys want to start first by combing out the entire scalp. You don't want to be, especially with a new client, you don't want to be left with any surprises that they may have not told you. Combing out the hair before cutting into it is a good way of knowing if their scalp is dry, flaky, if they have some bumps or little moles you should know about. Sometimes they forget to tell you. So comb out everything. Do your consultation with your client. And today we are doing a mid-high skin fade with a number 1 with the grain on top. I'm also going to clean up the face for him, but I'm not going to record that portion of it. If you guys would like me to do a beard trim tutorial, please let me know. I don't think I've done one yet, but I'm definitely open to putting one out there. All right, now, so first things first, we're going to create our first line. So we want to start at the top of the arch. We want a straight, consistent line all the way around the head. And once we have done that, we are going to bald out the bottom, as you can see. Now, when you're coming up towards that line, first off, when you're making your line, don't push insanely hard because you're just going to make it that much harder on yourself to fade. Next, when you're balding out the hair underneath the line, you want to come up. And when you come up to the line, you want to scoop out the closest you can towards the line. Don't go all the way up and super hard, and like you want to make less work for yourself and you want to make it easier to fade. So very light touches. You don't need to press super hard. It's also uncomfortable for the client sometimes if your clippers are too sharp and you push on their scalp too hard. Gonna continue to bald out the bottom and then we'll move on to the next step. And moving on to our next step, after finishing with the bottom, we're going to move on to the top. We're going to take the top down to the desired length, which is going to be a 1 with the grain. So we put our number 1 guard on, clipper all the way closed. You make sure to comb the hair with the grain and push down nice and hard and consistent around the head, following the hair, the way the hair grows all the way around. Make sure to watch out for cowlicks, and you want to make sure that once you've got all the bulk down, you comb the hair out and go over it one more time just to make sure it's nice and even. All right, top is cut down, bottom is bald. We're just going to add this shaver at the bottom right before we start fading. Using the shaver, you want to be careful not to get too close to the line that you created and push too hard, because that can also be very difficult. And that's usually what a lot of beginner barbers have issues with when doing a bald fade. They're scared to use the shaver because it's a really hard line to get out. Okay, and now when starting the fade, usually I like to remove weight first, but since the hair on top is pretty short already, we're just going to go ahead and start with the fade. So we take our clipper, we open it up halfway, and we go up about a 1/4 inch. We're scooping up towards our second line. That second line that I'm creating, we're scooping up towards that line. We're not going straight up and super hard and making it difficult to fade. We are removing the hair about a 1/4 inch and scooping out as we go up. Next, we're going to close our clipper all the way, still no guard, it's going to be a 0. I'm going to use the corner of it only, and we are going to lightly kind of feather that line at the bottom and lighten it up. Alright, and for the last part to blend into the skin, we're going to take our trimmer using just the corner of it, and we're going to feather that first line we created in between our shaver and our skin to make sure it all blends in. For our next part, we're going to close the clipper all the way, and we're going to throw our half guard on our clipper. Same thing, we're going to go up another 1/4 inch, and we are going to scoop out as we go up to our next line. Alright, it might be kind of hard to see, but I took the guard off. We got the clipper open halfway using just the corner, and we're going to feather that line in between our um, clipper halfway open and the half guard we just had. Now we have our 1.5 guard on, clipper all the way closed. We're going to go up about a 1/2 inch this time, a little bit higher, because we're going to blend with our number 1 guard in between that. And now we have our number 1 guard clipper all the way open, and we're going to go up another 1/4 inch in between the 1.5 and the half guard that we did. And then we're going to gradually close the clipper with that 1 guard on, and using just the corner of that clipper, we're going to keep fading towards that line. Next, we throw our half guard on our clipper all the way open. We're going to gradually close it, still staying in that same area around that number 1 guard, to keep blending out that dark line that you see right there. And then sometimes when the curl pattern is a little bit tight, it helps to just go down with the grain in certain areas to help the hair lay down nicely. So we got our number 1 guard down, clipper all the way closed, and we're just kind of going down with the grain to make sure it's all smoothed out. And we're going to actually do the same with our half guard that we just threw back on. Going to keep fading just a little bit using the corner, kind of feathering that area, and we're going to come back down with the grain just to smooth it all out. You guys can start to really see that line fade out now. It's all about knowing how to use that lever and the corner of your clipper to help fade out any dark areas. The blend looks nice. Now we're just going to smooth out the rest with our half guard on our clipper, going down with the grain. This fade is basically done, you guys, but I like to do detail work. So if you see any areas that you feel like might need a little bit more attention, just gonna throw our guard on that we see fit in the areas that we used it earlier, play around with that lever, and make sure it looks consistent in the mirror. Make sure you guys are checking your work in your mirror. At this point right now, I'm just checking the fade and the light and just making sure it looks smooth and consistent. Just applying a little bit more detail work, just because I'm a perfectionist. If I see one little thing off, I gotta go back. So don't mind me. But try to pay attention to the wrist movement and the way, just the way the clipper is laying down on the scalp. All these little things can make a difference. So the exact same steps you did on the first side, we're going to apply that on the second side and also on the back. It's going to be a nice consistent fade all the way through. Don't change anything. Use your best judgment when doing detail work at the end. Don't go too high when you're creating your next line. Make sure to scoop out. The corners of your clipper are your best friend, and so is the lever when it comes to just blending in between lines. And at this point, I'm going to stop uh, talking and let you guys just kind of watch the whole video, pay attention to certain things, certain details. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial, and I can't wait for you to see the end.
the shits in the
This nigga's fucking. If the joke say anytime you're horny or something like that, it just bam.
Oh shit.
No,
She trying to. That's the girl in the back trying to lie.
Yeah.
no.
She gave me the idea.
She bought me this too. So guys, you know, the freak. He could be a freak on the court and on the shits in the
And on the shits.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, and I just could really use a subscribe, a like, anything to help build up my business. Thank you, and see you next time.